What's up, everybody? Wanted to host an update because this is my it's the day after my lumpectomy surgery, and everything went well yesterday. I wanted to update everybody, and I also wanted to post this video because I obviously post them on YouTube. And when I was looking for videos of people with their lumpectomy surgery, again because I research everything, I don't want to be surprised. I actually had a hard time finding some videos of people telling what their experience was like. So it's kind of like a two-part thing. Obviously, for the people that know me, who want to follow my progress, and for anybody out there that I might not know, facing a similar situation, and you want to know what it's all about. So, start from the beginning. Yesterday, I went to the hospital. I think it was like 10 o'clock, and the first thing they did was, obviously got me admitted, and then I went to the breast center in my hospital for two things. The first one was I got injection from nuclear medicine. They actually injected like 4 different spots on my breast that had like a radioactive, I don't think it was the blue dye that I've seen. I think it was just because nothing looked blue, but it was radioactive material that would allow my surgeon to find the sentinel lymph nodes, which are the first lymph nodes that the tumor would have drained into. And during surgery, removal of those were then sent to pathology. And while I was still in surgery, they got the pathology report back, which told him the good news that the cancer had spread to those lymph nodes. So it's safe to assume then that cancer didn't spread to the axillary lymph nodes then in my armpit, which means the cancer didn't spread away from the tumor. So that was the most amazing news. That happened first, and then right after that, the radiologist, who I've worked with throughout this whole process, and she is just absolutely amazing. She placed a wire in my breast that was kind of like a flag marker for the surgeon to guide him directly to the tumor. And the awesome thing was when she was doing ultrasound to guide placing the wire, she really all she saw was that titanium marker clip, and she told me, she's like, you had a really good response from chemo, which was reassuring because, I only did my 4 out of 6 rounds. And she's like, I don't even know if that tumor is there anymore. I think I'm just seeing the clip. So I'm waiting to hear back. The wire that was placed, it was literally like a wire sticking out of me. They taped down. The surgeon then used that during surgery after removing the sentinel lymph nodes, sending it to pathology. He then moved on to removing the tumor. And he removed a margin of tissue around where the tumor site was, including the clip, and that is sent to pathology. But I won't have the results for that back probably not until next week, so I'll update you then. So that's how the procedure went. He put a drain, which you can kind of see here, into my armpit. I'll kind of like move it down. It's this little JP drain, I think it's called. It's like kind of looks like a little grenade. And this is just, I don't know if that grosses some people out, but this is just a drain that, because fluid just builds up in your body, and it allows it to escape from the body since it's like right in this funny area here. So there's a tube, and I get to empty that every so often to measure it so they can know how much fluid's coming out. And they gave me this fancy, beautiful medical grade Velcro synthetic material bra that's covering up like an ace bandage that's just wrapping me really tight to kind of keep everything in place with the bandages and stuff like that. So that's where I'm at right now. And I mean, everything went, I think, pretty well. All good reports. I went home yesterday. I didn't need to stay overnight in the hospital or anything like that. Usually when you have a mastectomy or something a little bit more invasive, you need an overnight stay so they can watch you. But I didn't need that. All news is good so far. So we're just waiting back on pathology. Tonight it's a fundraiser. My sister and my mom and everything we're putting together. So I'm excited about that. And I think that's it. Trying to think what else to update people knowing when to go into the surgery. So it was a nuclear medicine first where they injected the dye, and it kind of felt like bee stings, but nothing really horrible. They put in the wire, and when they put the wire in, they numb you. If you've had your breast biopsy, the same thing. They numb it with lidocaine, and then they numb even deeper, so you don't really feel anything. It's a painless procedure. They brought me back up to surgery, where the anesthesiologist then gave me Versed, I think, which instantly I'm like, I told him, like, I feel like my eyes are crossed. You know, you feel like you had a couple too many cocktails. It relaxes you. And next thing I know, I was being wheeled into surgery. I remember the one guy, I don't know if he was like the surgical nurse or whatever, but he was like moving my arm down like this. He's like, hey, we're going to put your arm on this thing here, on this board, keep it straight. And then next thing I knew, I mean, I was out. And that was faster than my port placement surgery where they put a mask on me. I remember that. I don't remember any mask coming my way. I think they injected my general anesthesia this time the same way he did the Versed. Actually, yeah, he did. Now I remember that. But I mean, literally next thing I knew, I was waking up in a recovery room, um, looking like this. And as soon as I was up, I had to go to the bathroom. They moved me to another room. I finally got to drink my coffee, had some Lorna Doones, and they brought Tim in, flew through the discharge, and we were on our way home. So, all in all, it wasn't a horrible experience. Based on the pathology reports, if my doctor was not able to get clear margins, and I mean, he doesn't know, his eyes aren't microscopes, so he just does the best he can. If the pathology comes back he didn't get clear margins, then he'll have to go in again and remove more tissue. And if that comes back that he still did not get clear margins, then we're looking at mastectomy because it's just too much chopping and dicing. But fingers crossed, that tumor was so small that he got plenty of clear margins, and I'm on my way. So that's it. Ta-ta for now.